So in the previous tutorial, we talked about semitones, which is the shortest distance between notes on the piano and in Pico-8. And when you sequence consecutive semitones together, you get the chromatic scale. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about wholetones, or just tones for short. A wholetone is the second shortest distance between two notes, and is what you get when you play two notes, two semitones apart. So on the piano, this is a wholetone, this is a wholetone, and this is a wholetone. In Pico-8, this is a wholetone from C to D, this is a wholetone from E to F sharp, and this is a wholetone from G sharp to A sharp. And again, just for fun, when you take two notes a tone apart and you play them together, they sound like this. Yeah, still crunchy and dissonant, but a little bit wider and milder compared to a semitone. And when you sequence wholetones together, you get the wholetone scale. Because I've had years of practice and I play the piano, it's easy for me to pick any note and build a wholetone scale from that note. So I'll start from D. Oops. Here's a wholetone scale. Or maybe from C sharp. If you're just starting though, here's an easy way to get the wholetone scale. Start with the chromatic scale, and delete every second note. And then put them together. There's your wholetone scale. An interesting thing about the wholetone scale, all of the notes not in this scale themselves create a wholetone scale. So to find that scale, we can do the same thing. Start with the chromatic scale and delete every second note, but starting on C. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll put them all together. And here's the first wholetone scale. And of course, the other way you can get the complementary wholetone scale is by taking the original one, copy and pasting it, and transposing it up a semitone. So here we have the only two wholetone scales. So let's compose some music. One recognizable characteristic of the wholetone scale is harmonic ambiguity, and it has this dreamlike sound to it. So what I'm going to do is let's take this wholetone scale here and let's put on instrument 7 and let's play with the volume a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of paste these notes all around like this, and let's see what this sounds like. And let me take this and do a little bit of an echo effect, except we'll make this all volume 1. Okay, and I don't know, I think it needs a little bit more variation, so let's actually just repeat that sequence. Okay, and then we'll take that and make that the echo. And again, make that all volume 1. And let's see what happens when it's up the octave. So I've selected all and hit Shift I, and I'll do the same thing in SFX9. Actually, I think I kind of liked it down the octave. So let's move that, whoops, let's move that back down the octave. Okay, and now let's take this scale again, except let's copy and paste it over here, and let's space it out a little bit more. And maybe put it on instrument 5. And up the octave. And we'll copy and paste all the notes. Actually, you know what I'll do? Let's make it descending. So I'm going to just invert the scale. F sharp, E, D, C. Okay, and so this pattern here, sorry, here's the original pattern, is kind of divided into two. We've got this here and we've got this here. So we've got to have this symmetrical pattern of 2. And so what I'm going to do here is, instead of doing a symmetrical pattern of 2, I'm going to try and make it a little bit more uneven and make these all groups of 3. And we'll see what that sounds like. And put some volume tails. And let's repeat that. And we'll take that and make that an echo in the next channel. Let's play with this a little bit more. And we'll repeat this just so we can play with it. What happens if we put this up the octave? With the octave column. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So how about, let's see what happens if we take this and we're going to repeat it here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all 4 of these, because remember we have 2 whole tone scales. And I can use the complementary whole tone scale as a means to develop this composition. So we'll just take 8, 9, 10, 11, and I'm going to copy all of these. Whoops, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Copy into 12. So let's put in 12, 13, 14, 15. So this should sound the same. Yeah, except I'm going to go in and I'm going to move everything up a semitone. And we'll repeat that. And then we'll loop this right back to the beginning. Okay, let's see what this sounds like. Yeah, so to develop this further, what I would probably do is make the transitions between these SFX a little less abrupt, because we have this pattern of 3 that's going through this SFX, but then it's cut off abruptly right here when it loops back at the change of the pattern. And so I'd probably smoothen that a little bit. I'd probably play with this a little bit more. Instead of an echo effect, I could actually take this part and move it down into the very low register and maybe create some long, drony tones. Yeah, plenty to play with here. Even just with a simple transposition up a semitone, we've doubled the length of our composition using the other whole tone scale. In the next tutorial, we're going to combine tones and semitones to get more complex with these scales. Thanks for watching. Hope these tutorials are helpful. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions, you want me to clarify anything, and I'll see you in the next one.